very big scientist and a very renowned scientist who laid the foundation brick for our periodic table. His name was Mendeleev, and he is also called the father of periodic table. Okay, he is called the father of the periodic table. Although we follow Moseley's periodic table as the modern periodic table right now, but Mendeleev had put the foundation brick of our periodic table, and that is why he is called the father of the periodic table. Okay. Now Mendeleev can be written as this spelling also. Many people write the spelling as VE also. Both are correct. Okay. Many places you will see it's written F. Many places you will see it is written as V. Alright. Now what did he do? Firstly, he arranged all the elements in their increasing order of atomic masses. The first characteristics of Mendeleev's periodic table was he arranged all the elements according to their increasing order of atomic masses. Okay, that means whatever was the mass of the particular element or the atom. After that, what he did, whichever atoms came together, like suppose there were 3-4 atoms which had the similar properties, he put them under the same categories. Okay, suppose there was A. Okay, suppose A, C and E had the same, and B, D and F was the same. So what he did, he put A, C and E under one category, B, D and F under one category. He did A, C, E under one category, and G was another category. Let's not consider this right now. Okay, so he made 2 columns and 2 rows, right? Like this, he laid the foundation of rows and columns. Okay, this is how he arranged and put the rows and columns. Rows were horizontal. I hope you know what is horizontal. Horizontal means like this. And columns were vertical. Alright. So we know rows. In your class you sit in your rows, right? So rows are like this and columns are like this here. So you had rows which were horizontal in nature, columns which were vertical in nature. Rows were called periods. Rows were called, so we have horizontal rows which are called the periods. Okay, and for columns we had groups. We had vertical columns called groups. So what he did, alright, so 1, 2, 3, okay, so these were groups, suppose 1, 2, 3, these were the groups, and suppose here it was 1, 2, 3, so these were the periods. Am I clear? So you had groups and you had periods. Am I clear to this? He also had 7 periods, but the number of groups were 17. Not 18, because that time we had only till the halogen group, we did not have the noble gas. So there were 17 groups, and then it was a different way of arranging the group. Now, how he arranged, I'll show you. Okay? Okay, now I'm not drawing all the 7 periods. These were the periods as I told you. Period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4. Okay, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 periods. Now, till here there was group 7, and this broad group was group 8. Alright, so group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, and this broad group was group 8. Now what happened under this? Again what he did was, he divided group 1 again into 2 parts. Now why this? Because suppose he arranged A, B, D. Okay. Now he had another C. He had a element C. Now this element C did not fit into group 1 also and did not fit into group 2 also. So he made another column and put a C over here. So what he did, he subdivided the group. This was group 1A and group 2A. Sorry. 1B. Okay. So this was a subdivision of group 1A and group 1B. So what he said, there in future he predicted that there will be many other elements that are going to come which will be arranged in group 1B, which will have the same characteristics as C. And there will be another element which will be discovered which will fit over here, which is the space left. Am I clear? So he divided how many groups we were having? Group 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, 5B, 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B, 7A, 7B. So 7 into 2. There were 14 groups here. And the last group was the transitional group which we studied, the transition group, and they were divided into 3 parts. So 14, 15, 16, 17. So how many groups we got? We got 17 groups. So the broad groups was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there was the 8th big group. 7 groups was divided into further 2 subgroups, and 8th group was having 3 subgroups. So total of 17 groups and 7 periods. Now this was done. He arranged wherever he had to. He left some empty spaces. Okay. Like suppose he wrote A, suppose he wrote Z, K, and he put a question mark here and then he filled up the space. Now why? This was a very big thing, very correct thing done by Mendeleev. Why? He put a question mark here stating that on the basis of their chemical properties, he predicted or he deciphered that in future there will be an element which will be discovered which will have the particular chemical properties. Okay. So for that he put a question mark. Okay. And suppose there was aluminium here. He named it Eka aluminium. What do you mean by Eka? Eka means 1. So 1 after aluminium. So the word Eka is from the Sanskrit word, it means 1. So the word Eka 1 means after aluminium, whichever element. He could not name it because he could not do that discovery. So he left it for the other scientists and he named it Eka aluminium. Whichever was not done it, accordingly he had placed. Okay. So these were the features of Mendeleev's periodic table. Am I clear to everyone? Can I rub it off?
Yes,
Okay.